Hello and welcome. My name is Ajaxpost and you join me once again here in this lovely forested region around that town there, which I think is Jacksonville. I'm fairly certain it is. Yes, we're back in Train World, and would you believe it, in the time since the last video I recorded, we've had at least one, possibly two or three updates to the game where the dev has added some interesting and exciting new features, fixed a few things and clarified a few of the issues that some of the players were having with the game, and all to make an even more enthralling and exciting experience. And we'll cover some of those changes as we go through, but some of them, well, we'll see what we get. If you want the full details, of course, as always, go to the Discord server. All the updates, certainly the recent ones, have been announced on the Discord server, a link for which is in the description below. They don't tend to appear on Steam, certainly not the smaller ones. But yes, that's where you need to go. Anyway, I've made some changes in the map since you were last with me. If I get back to the UI, and we'll keep following the train. One thing I've realised, and this sort of came out of the end of the last episode, is having two trains on my passenger route, which is this route here going from Jacksonville through Austin. Columbus isn't a real town. From Jacksonville to Austin to San Jose. It doesn't support two trains. I mean, in many train games it probably would, but in this game the algorithms and the systems are somewhat different, where you need to wait for the city to deliver the requisite number of passengers to get 100% utilisation of your train. So what I've done is I've stored that train there, the first, in fact it was the first one. Shall I change, we'll change the name of this one, shall we? We'll call you the PAX waiting train, and you can go back to being just Jacksonville to San Jose for the moment. Yeah, so we've got that train is now stored in my depot here in Jacksonville. So as and when I have the need for another passenger train, I can immediately call on that one, if I can get to that new route, to come out of there and do the passenger carrying thing that passenger trains do. But yes, and while that one is saved there, it won't cost me, I don't think it costs me any it might be a lot less maintenance, and its lifespan doesn't expire, so it's a good way of storing trains for later use if you need to, rather than selling them and buying them afresh again. Now, one thing that has changed in this latest update that I'm aware of is that the dev has said they have revised and increased, I think it's increased, the amount of revenue you get from freight and also from passengers, I think. So we should be earning a bit more money. Now, this train here is doing the journey, as we saw, from Jacksonville to San Jose. But we do have another major town in this region, and that is Fort Worth. And that will complete the link, for passengers at least, across all the towns in this region. I think that's what we want to do. In fact, if we look at our connections here, let's look at passengers. There you go. So we've got those lines there, say all those three cities are connected. Passengers do want to go between Fort Worth and Austin, and Fort Worth and San Jose, and presumably into the direction as well. So if I can get this link, this line linked up to Fort Worth, then that should deal with those demands. One thing that was made clear in a recent conversation the dev had on possibly the Steam forum, I think it was, is that there's a difference between passengers and regional passengers. Regional passengers, I think they're more profitable, but they will only travel from region capital to region capital. So there is this one line here. So they won't go to any other city. They do need to be delivered from one place to the other. A bit like these contracts that we saw arriving towards the end of the last episode, which want fish and dry fish delivered to Anaheim, which is a long way away from Columbus and Jacksonville. Now, we could do that by having a transfer station or something in Tampa, so we could make use of this freight station here as a transfer point. So the trains would come down here, deliver fish or wet dry fish to Tampa, and then a shorter route taking the goods on to Anaheim, and that would resolve and reward us with those contract rewards. The thing to remember about these contracts on this separate contracts panel is they are one-off contracts only. So once you've delivered this amount of goodies, like 250 wet fish and 230 dry fish, then that contract is no longer there. It's done, it's dusted, you've won the money, and that train could serve no further purpose. You might be able to repurpose it, but that contract, that need, that demand is over. So I think at this point of the game where I'm a little bit short of funds, I'm less than 1 million in the bank, it might be a bit expensive. Well, no, it will be expensive getting all the way down there for that. So I'm going to leave those contracts for the time being. The first thing I'm going to do, I think, is connect this passenger route to complete the link to all the cities in the Fort Worth region. So as usual, let's get, contours. Yeah, okay. So Fort Worth is a capital, so we're going to want to connect Fort Worth, presumably to San Antonio, as well as Anaheim, also Seattle, and presumably beyond. I presume these regional demands do actually cross multiple regions on the map. I'm going to put the passenger station, I think, here on this side, the west side of Fort Worth, and we'll put our freight station, I'm sure we'll need one, here on the west, on the east rather. Talking of stations, one very nice little change that the dev has added very recently is to do with stations. So if we go back, actually we can do this down here in Tampa. Let's go here. This is a multi-purpose freight station, so it can have multiple platforms. No, that's a depot. This is a station. So if we go to edit this. Now, you can only do this when you place the station or add new terminals to it. So I can't make any changes to what we have here apart from deleting it. But if I were to add a new terminal, we've got these two new buttons. We can actually change the direction of the in-out on these freight stations. Nice. So we could have a circle going around sort of anti-clockwise on this side of the station, and we can have a circle going around clockwise on this side of the station. So you could separate out and hopefully better organise your trains going in and out of your multi-platform stations, freight stations anyway. So you can only do this when you place the station down or add these extra terminals to it. So I can't make that change to this existing terminal without deleting the station. But that is a nice new feature which we're not going to need to use at the moment. So getting back to the task in hand, let's get some grid lines. I've done it again. They're guidelines. Let's get some guidelines down to put this passenger station in. Coming down here from San Jose. Yeah, we'll come down here. We'll come down here. Again, this is quite long. Now at the moment, because I'm only running one train, I'm not going to need to worry about, I don't need that there, I'm not going to need to worry about double tracking. So if we put you in somewhere like that, yeah, that makes sense, I think. So let's have a crack. Yeah, we'll start up here. We'll start up here. So can I go to San Jose? Let's go there. No, that's not there. No, not there. I'm just randomly clicking buttons. Now let's click here. There we are. We're in San Jose. One thing I think might be nice here is because you can sort of rotate your sort of your working view, your operational view of the map. You can rotate that to your heart's content. But the main world mini-map you can't rotate. It would be nice if you could tell when you went back to the main sort of operating map here, the main living world, where north was, so you could see where the orientation was, so I knew if this was north or whichever direction I was in. Thankfully the guidelines here do tell me roughly where I'm going, so let's do this. We're going to need to... which we don't need to add another platform here, do we? We've only got one train. Yeah, so we're going to keep to that routine, I think. So let's come out of here. Oh, I've got got some research. We've got the new train. Did you see me earn that? I think you did see me earn that in the last episode. We've got 142 research points, so I could unlock either cheaper rail construction or better freight profit. Ooh. Which, now if I go for upgrading, sorry, reducing our construction cost, I could then go straight to opening a third region. But I don't think that's going to be worth it, to be honest, at the moment, because we're not actually doing anything much in our existing second region. So why go into a third? Well, we're not exploiting the two we've already got to their maximum potential. I think I'm going to go with this, I think. Earn more money from freight. Yep, we will... can I... Why? Oh, I've not unlocked it. Oh, I haven't unlocked this train. Right, let's do that then. Yeah, for some reason I thought I'd unlock... Oh, yes, I had played on off camera after the last episode when I unlocked it then. So obviously that's what's confusing me. Sorry about that. Anyway, let's get back on. We're finally getting around to track building. Yay! Sorry. So, let's come down here. This is another long, long road. If we go there, it's a bit of an incline, but that's okay. And then just stretch on down here. Oh, it's going up. See that in the panel there. We have a bit of a slight curve here. And down here. Right, I'll continue this. This won't take too long, but I mean, it looks just like every other bit of track laying I've done so far, which I imagine you're already quite familiar with. So unless we hit something interesting or exciting or difficult, I will fast forward and skip straight to the end of this, where we're actually getting into Fort Worth. Yeah, Fort Worth. I do know where I'm going, honest gov. So here we are then, finally. Didn't take long at all, to be honest. We're finally on the outskirts of Fort Worth. So our passenger station, which is going to be you, we're going to place over here somewhere. One of the gripes I've got with the there it is, there's the contour, is that visually the contours are quite difficult to see. So if you're just looking at the landscape, you can't tell if that is that much higher than the surrounding land here. There's not much of a visible difference. You can see the contour lines, but that's about it, which is handy. But I think it would be nice to have some clearer visual or numerical, if you could actually hover over like a height map or a contour overlay that you've got in Transport Fever 2, for example, where you can just hover your mouse over a bit of land and it tells you how high that is. So it's a better way of judging the... I didn't want to place it there. I pressed Alt and I shouldn't have done. Oh, I've deleted that. I don't know if I don't think you make as much money back. I don't think it is an immediate full refund. Yeah, the Alt key is far too close to the space key and the control key. The Alt key is what I'm using to complete construction. And you can change your hotkeys as you desire in the settings for the game, as we've seen before. So we'll place you like that, I think. Yeah, and that means we can go round. Oh, you can't see. You can't see the contours unless you're in track building mode. There you go. Yes, that should allow us to sort of skirt that contour to go round the city, or we've got fairly flat land, sort of north and west of it. Right, so let's complete this and send that back up there. Ooh, you don't quite make it. Right, so just watching the numbers in the panel there to see which is the cheapest line for my track. Is that going to add a bit of an odd wiggle into this? That's acceptable, I think, isn't it? Yeah, do that. Get rid of the guideline. This route that we have got for this passenger train Not you, that's you here. So it's currently going between San Jose and Austin Woodlands. So it's going back. Okay. Well, that's all fine and good. So after San Jose, let's find it. Where actually is it? Oh, it is en route. Yeah, it's cutting through the forest. It's quite a long way away. It's going to be a while before it gets back to San Jose and then on to Fort Worth. But no matter, we will fix its route anyway. So this route here, we'll get back into the main map so it's easier to click on stations. I don't have to do too much scrolling. So is this... we need to edit the route. So no, it's before Austin Woodlands. So after San Jose West, I want you to come down here to Fort Worth. Then after Fort Worth, I want you to go back to San Jose. Oh, no. Before Austin. Yeah, that's right. Go back there. Oh, no, not after. I still haven't quite got my head up. So after Fort Worth, go to San Jose. Then after that looks like it. Yeah, so Austin, San Jose, Fort Worth, San Jose, back to Austin. Good. I want to change the name of this station because that is a stupid name for a station. Fort Worth Central. Because that is the hub city, or the capital city of our region. And that should do that. That's lovely. My reputation has dipped very considerably from 360 something, which I think we came in with, down to 200 and something. But once we get that delivered, we should be fine. If I go back to connections here and say passengers, yes! So as you can see, passengers can get from Fort Worth to Austin and from Fort Worth to San Jose and vice versa, obviously, as they like. And as we can see here, Fort Worth to San Jose, we've got a route to Austin. Yeah. Now, interestingly, the routes coming out of here, we can send Fort Worth to Anaheim. We can also send passengers from Fort Worth to New Orleans, which is this city down here. So I'm wondering if we should do that as well now. That could be the first train line going into this new region. Well, it's the passenger train at least, connecting these two regions. I think it would be better if that was a separate route to this circular, kind of circular, it's not, it's a back and forth route within the Fort Worth region. Yeah, I think that works. Okay, so if I were doing this on grid lines, let's get rid of that. We don't need to see that anymore. So let's put these guidelines in. We'll use blue, shall we, for this? So if you come out of here, and where are we going? We're going down to New Orleans. We're going to have to cross this, couple of boundary lines, actually. Yeah. Okay, so if we cut... I'm concerned if I do it like that, then we're going up, down, and up again over these gradients. Where it might be better, let's return that, going round here and coming sort of like that. So it's just got one gradient to deal with, and then we can more or less flatline it, if you will, down here. This is a nice central belt of relatively flat land. Coming in, say here, coming across like that into New Orleans. New Orléans, or however people pronounce it. That looks good, doesn't it? Yeah. So where are my trains? I want to keep eye of my trains. He's coming back. Oh, he's coming back. Right, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to sit here for a moment or three, wait for that train to do its business, get its way down to Fort Worth, and we'll examine how that train and its load, its capacity is doing, and how well it's dealing with the passenger demand for Fort Worth. So I'll see you on the other side of this very quick, but hopefully sexy, video effect. Our train has just, well, it's just about to depart from San Jose. It's on its way to Fort Worth Central. And I thought, if you're really wanting to play this to maximise your profit and make the most of your network in terms of the game's systems and mechanics, then you need to pay attention to how your trains are utilised, whether they're being fully used or not, whether they're picking up as many passengers as they can, and whether the carriages are full. As you can see here, leaving San Jose West, the train is full. It's carrying 90 of 90 passengers. However, looking at the San Jose stats, so if I do click on that, go to passengers, yep, you can see we've got a number of passengers waiting or needing, or maximum rather, going to Fort Worth, and also in the other direction to Austin, and that maximum demand will take 48 minutes to turn up. Which is why I put a delay on this service of 3 minutes at San Jose to allow that to build up. And in fact, by the time the train started filling with people, this number had got to about 104 or so. And it's currently, I think, standing at 116. But if we look at the contract for San Jose to Fort Worth, we can see the maximum there is 140. So we could actually put in a bigger train on here to maximise the utilisation. And the thing is, if you maximise utilisation of your trains, again, as I understand the rules of the game, you get more reputation. So the fuller your train is, the better the reputation, the better the rewards. And by getting these reputation points, you can open more regions, you get more and better contracts. There's all sorts of little rewards built in there, which I'm not entirely familiar with. I've just got the gist of, to be honest. But yeah, having a good reputation is a good thing, because you will need that to progress to sort of the later stages of your network. So we could put more wagons on that. I think what we'll do though is, because I'm still not entirely trusting of the system of upgrading trains in motion in the game. It can do some odd things. It's a lot better than it used to be. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait till it gets to Fort Worth, and then we'll tinker with the train consist. Now I've put a notification on there. What I might also do actually is edit this route. Can I edit the route? I need to... That's it. Go to the... No, that's showing the route. I'll go to the train information. That's it. Edit the route. Yeah, the UI... It works, and there's a lot of things I like about it, but sometimes there's a lot of clicking to get through to the actual bit you want. It's not always entirely intuitive as to where you need to go. What we'll do, we'll wait at Fort Worth for, say, 2 minutes. Okay, we'll do that. We might change that as we go through. So there you go. Actually, let's get this running again. On its way to Fort Worth. In fact, should we go to Fort Worth? We could do that. Fort Worth Central. There you are. That was quick and easy. If I right click here, go to the passenger contracts, and what we've got then is to San Jose 140 again. So yeah, I think 140 would be a good number. So we'll bump up our consist. In fact, we might well replace the train, because it is now 11.3 years old, whereas the train we stored in the depot is only 9.7, and that's not changed, I think. Well, not in the last few minutes anyway. Let's follow our train. Approaching the lovely city of Fort Worth. In 11, 12 years, that's quite a time, isn't it, to be spent running a locomotive. I think we could do with an upgrade to that. So that's what we will do. We will open that up so we can see the details. Just wait for it to lose its people, and then we'll get on with fixing it. There you go. Notification, it's reached Fort Worth. So let's edit our train. We've got a new locomotive which goes at 84 as opposed to 65 kilometers per hour. A lot more power, well, somewhat more powerful. Lifespan. Oh, actually, the American will expire after 15 years. Ooh. Again, one of the changes I think we've had in one of the recent updates is we will get a notification when trains are about to expire or some such. We shall see that when it happens, but not for this train, because I want to replace this train entirely. So we'll take the locomotive off. We'll put that one on. Good. We're using the same old wagons, aren't we? So we'll add a couple more of those. Performance is excellent. Now again, the trick apparently, according to the developer, who should know what he's talking about, is try and get this to normal, which is the best optimized value for performance in terms of the utilization of the train. The capacity on this is 126. Add another one. 144. We're still good, but that 144 kind of matches the number we saw for Fort Worth and San Jose. So I'm going to go with that. Let's say okay to that. Now hopefully the train is still going to be in Fort Worth Central, waiting to pick up passengers. It's still there. That's good. Ah, are they coming into Fort Worth or going out? Fort Worth to San Jose. Fort Worth to Austin. Oh, okay. Right, it's on its way now. 140 is full. That is excellent. I think we're okay. I think we're... I guess it's 140 to San Jose, but to Austin, it's another 60. Could do with a bigger train even than we've got there. Awesome. You live and learn. Oh, my money is running down. What was that for? Oh, for the train upgrade. Bother! I don't pay attention to my expenses, do I? I could take out a loan. These numbers have been revised. There was some discussion about the loan mechanics. I think on the Steam forum. Might be wrong, but somewhere. And I think these have been adjusted in the latest update today. Which also allows for... There's a better system for handling early repayment as well. But you've got to be careful with these. They're good and they're handy. They do allow you to expand your network, but you don't want to get too carried away and put a lot of stuff on which requires maintenance, because you still do need to pay off these loans. So we've got to merely... I could do that, because what I want to do, of course, is to extend to New Orleans. New Orléans. I'm going to call it New Orléans from now on. Yeah. Because that's a bit more French, which is where Orléans is. That's where they got it from, I presume. Correct me if I'm wrong, but is New Orleans in Louisiana? And was that not part of the French holdings in America? So it was named after Orléans. I watched an interview with a vampire recently and saw an interview with Jacob Anderson, is it? Who played Louis. And yes, he was talking about how it's a very diverse community, but it's got an interesting heritage in terms of language and culture. Sort of the Creole, the French, the rest of it. So yeah, New Orleans, that's what it should be properly called. Definitely. Most definitely. What? My reputation's gone down again. You rat. Okay, let's... Before we get on to doing that bit of new route work, because my money's still a bit not very good. Right, this train here, utilisation is good. My grapes train, utilisation, because it's not carrying in both directions, is only 50%. Likewise for the fish. I mean, it's making money, but because the utilisation isn't perfect, I think I'm losing reputation points. Please do correct me if I'm wrong on that. Again, like most people, I'm still learning how this game works. Right, we're going to take out a loan. Okay, this loan. We will take out, I think, the 3 million one. So 10%, 82. We could probably, I'm sure we could do that. Yeah. Okay, we're going to take that loan out. I've got 3 million. so we can afford to lay this track down here. Now, the first thing I want to do is upgrade this passenger station in in Fort Worth. I'd almost forgotten where it was. We'll add that one extra platform. Again, passenger stations don't have this loopy requirement. They just go straight in and pull out again. Right, let's lay some track. Actually, we'll use this totally separate. I've obviously not connected it to somewhere. That's better. We could use... No, we'll use this one track to start with. I might double track parts of it as we go forward. So if I do that, that cost me 40,000. I think it's cheaper going round this escarpment, if that's what that is. Oh no, it's a dip. It's a dip. It's going down. Good. We'll do that. Come round here. Yeah, I think this is cheaper. And there we're going across this dip. Yep. And all the way across here. Again, once again, I will just lay this track. Try to find the most cost efficient position for laying this. That looks okay. And I will be back with you on the other side of another sexy video effect. We are now approaching New Orleans, and we're coming across a series of, as we expected to be honest, some interesting contours on the map. Now if I'm looking at the panel here, you can see if I go into this contour area here, I'm presumably going down by a gradient of 0.4%, which doesn't seem like a lot, but the cost of the rails is about 83,000. Which if I come down here for the more or less the same length of rail on the flat, it's costing me considerably less. So I'm thinking, because New Orleans is just up here, is whether a real railway engineer would blast the expense, as it were, and blast their way through the landscape, or attempt to navigate round it to keep the accountant happy. I'm thinking, well, this railway engineer is going to go round the contour, I think, and save some. It's a pity you can't sort of control the angle at which you go round. So that's 34. That might be acceptable, or do I want to go... Yeah, let's go to here, which is very cheap at less than 9,000. And come round here. We're going to go... Actually, let's cancel that and let's have a look at our map. We can get rid of the grid line now, I think. The guideline, we can get rid of the guideline now. There you go. So if we're coming through here, you can't see all the contours, can you? Just the major ones. Don't. If we come round here like that, so above that major contour line there, can we do that? Can I do that? So let's draw that. I think we can if we go through this gap here. So I think that's connected. We're coming through here relatively inexpensively. Round here. Yeah. Like so. And then we're getting into New Orleans. There we go. Right, so we'll cancel that. Let's look at placing a station. Again, I wish I could tell the orientation of this. So we are coming in more or less directly east of the city of New Orleans. I mean, that chevron shape there might indicate the orientation, perhaps. Where's my track? No, it doesn't. Maybe that does. Is that north? Oh, oh, we're getting there, I think. No, we're not. Where's my track gone? Ah, there it is. Maybe that does kind of indicate north. That sort of chevron you can see here in the minimap. It's something, I suppose. Right, so where did we want to place this station? I think around... I don't know. Maybe north. We can always have 2 passenger stations, can't we? You know? A New Orléans Sud and a New Orléans Nord. Because I don't know the French words for west and east, so we'll use north and south, I think. Or was that German? I don't know. Okay, so we will place our station up here, I think. So this is going to be a brand new station. It's going to be a passenger station. There you go, 1 terminal for now, and we will place you, control, you need to spin you round, right round, like a record. I'm going to place you like so, I think. I'm hoping that will work. There you go. Some track. Coming out here like so. And that seems... Ooh, could be cheaper going up there. Actually, that looks very cheap going there, doesn't it? So this will look like a bit of a wiggly bit of track. It's slowing down to 70 kilometers per hour. That's not good enough. Okay, so we're going to remove this hopefully short section. Shortish section. No, I need it to be that colour. That's it. Yeah, that's I think reasonably cost efficient and still fast. Excellent. This will be, I think this is north, isn't it? More or less north. So that's what we will call it. I will check if that is the... Actually, I can do that now. Be right back with you. Quite shockingly, I was right. It is Nord and Sud. I'm not sure if that pronunciation is right, but that's how they're spelt. I was pretty certain it was Nord because I've heard of Gare du Nord, isn't it? Gare du Nord in Paris, I think. So I've heard of that one, so I was reasonably confident about that. Do we want our trains to come all the way down from the Jacksonville depot to here? We'll have to put in a connecting bit of track at San Jose. No, Fort Worth to do that. Or do we want a depot here? I suspect what we could do with here is a depot. We've got a depot here for Tampa, but that's a bit of a waste of track for the time being. No, we'll have a capital depot in Fort Worth. That's what we will do. So let's come around here, and we're going to have to place this, I think. Actually, let's get the track in. So we're going to want track coming out like so. Yeah, and then merging in like so. And likewise on this side, a bit like that. And our depot could be up here, perhaps. The thing is, I'm going to need, because they don't do switches or slip junction in the game at the moment. Ooh, there's a gap. Wasn't expecting that. There you go. I don't think we have slip junction, so I'm going to have 2 connections here. So one going up like that. Yeah. And then another one coming out like this. Yeah, we'll carry on parallel for a little bit longer. Actually, what we'll do, we'll put the depot in first, because I don't think you can attach... We'll try it. It'd be nice if you could, but I don't think you can attach stations or depots to existing track. So, control to spin you around. Colliding with what object? I've no idea. Or possibly the track. No, it doesn't connect to the track, you see. Be nice if it could. Would be really nice if it could. So we'll place you there. And then put this track in like so. And like so. Rename this depot. Like so. Like so. Okay, I'm going to assume that this is going to come out of this depot. So trains, new passenger train. Yeah, it's just in the big list, isn't it? So you don't know. I have a suspicion that when I tried moving trains around off camera a while ago, I did get confused as to which depot it was coming out of. I would like that to be much more certain. Anyway, this train. We're going to edit this train. We're going to add our funky new Atlantic locomotive to it, so it goes quite fast. And we're going to add 132 roughly worth of wagons to it. Okay, 144 then. That will do. 271,000. Well, we haven't used much of our 3 million load, which is quite good. So that's you. And you're going on a route between this station at Fort Worth, there, and New Orleans. Good. And we will put some weights in here. 3 minutes. 3 minutes. We'll see what happens. We'll try and do some... I probably won't, because I don't tend to do maths in games. People could do maths and work it all out properly using the numbers, but I'm not going to do that. So we'll notify at New Orleans, say yes, and let's follow our train, shall we? Where are you? There you are. Oh, launch on the route. That's what you do. There it is. And it is coming out of the Fort Worth depot, which is excellent news. There he goes. Turn the follow off for a second so I can click on the town. To New Orleans, 133. Super. Now hopefully this will boost my reputation substantially. Where the hell are you going? Why are you pointing in that direction? Yeah, the station route is fine. Okay, let's see what happens. Oh, no, there it goes. It is going in the right direction. Excellent. That's a relief. It's very definitely a relief. Carrying 133 people. Awesomeness. Oh, my reputation is already climbing, which is good. Oh, let's rename this train. There you go. I must admit, the models are rather good in the game. Certainly the locomotives. Have slightly less so the wagons, but the locos are really nicely rendered, realised. So here we are approaching New Orleans, Nord. Turn the UI back on. How are we doing? There's nobody waiting yet. Is that really true? Seems like it. It's got there. I've got a nice jump. Oh, my reputation has jumped up quite nicely. Oh, there it goes. They're starting to pile onto the platform. We might be waiting just long enough to get that 133. Now, I don't fully understand it, but in one of the recent updates, the dev did add a new feature which made it easier for you to schedule trains to sort of wait in sidings outside of a platform before going in. I think that's how it works. I might have to play with it, but it was a conversation, again, I think on the Steam forums, so that you could have a train come in, deposit its cargo, passengers or whatever, wait, and then move back in to the station to pick up the remaining passengers. I didn't quite fully understand what the people in the discussion were talking about, quite how it would work. But yeah, so it is easier, I think, now to properly schedule your trains. My rep's gone down again. This is appalling. Fort Worth minus... Oh, is that... Ah, is that... because I'm not picking up the maximum number? No, I'm still confused, I'm afraid. I am still confused. But there you are. We've got our first interregional route between Fort Worth and New Orleans, which seems to be working reasonably well. We're getting good utilisation of the train, or at least carrying the maximum amount of passengers. That seems to be working quite well. In fact, if we go here, oh, you lose the follow when you click on some panels like that. If I keep this in view, I can easily go back to the follow mode. There you are. Oh, let's take... Oh, okay, right. Yeah, there's still one or two odd things with the UI, which just takes some getting used to. So that's going there. How's our utilisation? Oh, we haven't completed the journey yet, so that won't show. Okay. Not sure why that's dropped off so substantially. Oh, that's the money. That's the utilisation. Oh, yeah, that's good. That's the other passenger line. Fish. Yeah, as usual. But generally, our network is losing money. I'm sure when this train gets in, hopefully, I will earn a good amount of money and some extra reputation. There you go. Earning money. A nice bump up in the reputation. Awesome. Does that show me the utilisation of that train now? Whoa, nearly 100. That is good. That is good for my reputation. Awesome. So I think that's where we will leave it for today. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Train World. Hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, it'd be great to hear from you. A little bit of a like would be lovely. Just click on the old thumbsy uppy button. Even better if you've got something to say about what I'm doing with the game or the game itself. Are you playing it? What are you finding? Are you enjoying it? Not enjoying it? What aspects about it are really floating your boat or giving you a pain in the elbow or somewhere? Just do let me know. Just drop a note into the comments box below. That would be awesome. Other than that, of course, you can always click that little subscribe button if you've not done so already. And that way you could get notified of when I upload another one of these or any of my other Let's Play series. But from me, Ajaxpost, here in Train World, until the next time, bye-bye for now.